The FL Studio interface is very similar to other Windows applications. As a result, the overall layout will be familiar to any regular Windows user. There are, however, a few key differences. For instance, the location of the close, maximize and minimize buttons is not in the top right-hand corner as you would expect, but in the top left-hand corner instead, over here. For Mac users, the user toolbar remains at the top just like you would find in any other application, regardless of the Windows that you are using. There are 5 buttons which you'll find yourself using on an everyday basis as you switch between the windows in a typical FL Studio project. Let's have a look at these now. These are the playlist, the channel rack, the piano roll, the browser, and the mixer. Notice as I mouse over these, you can see the information of these windows in the left-hand side of the interface over by this box. At the top of the user interface are the buttons you will use when recording MIDI, as well as buttons for linking your MIDI controllers to FL Studio. For instance, you can find the metronome button here, the input to start playing button, countdown before recording, and others as well, such as blend recording and loop recording. This whole area here is your transport section, where you can then also select the play pause button, stop button, record button, and change your tempo. The slider below this is to select the song position. However, this can be quite inaccurate at times and it is better just to select it in the playlist. Another important change from previous versions of FL Studio is the way you create MIDI patterns. The pattern selector and the new pattern button are now the main ways in which you create MIDI. These are located in this area of the user interface over here. To add a new pattern, you simply select this plus button here, and to select a pattern, you either right-click or you simply click on this button here, which also brings down the same drop-down box. Finally, there are also buttons in the top right-hand side of the interface, which for the most part you'll find yourself not using. These are the undo button, the open audio editor button, the one-click recording, and the help button. These are all shortcuts which you'll find yourself not using very often. It's important to familiarize yourself with the user interface now so that you don't have to revisit it later, as later movies will assume full knowledge of the FL Studio user interface. If something is confusing later on, use this video as a reference.